Hi, this is Aoife from Wicklow Willow, and today I'm going to show you how to forage for some materials for your giant St. Patrick's Day shamrock. So the first type of material we're looking at today is some willow, and behind me here is our native willow, which is called goat willow, okay? So you can see that it's got some nice kind of long branches on it. Sometimes it can be a little bit bitty, but we're going to have a look for the best of what we can get. But that's the nature of foraging. You're looking for the best kind of material that you need for the job that you're doing, okay? So for the giant shamrock, you're going to need about 8 to 12 large willow rods, okay? So this is to construct the main frame of your shamrock, okay? Or the 3 heart shapes that you want to put together, okay? In the video to come, for the actual construction of the shamrock, you'll see how that's going to be put together. But first things first, we're going to get some willow, okay? So I'm going to get a few bits just to show you, and then we'll go on from there, okay? So I'm just having a look at it up here now, and I've kind of spotted a few lengths that I think would work well. So what you want to do when you're cutting your willow is you bring your snips with you. So you bring these with you, you need these, and then you kind of just eye out the ones that you're looking for. So I've got a few picked out, okay? So there's one here, just this one right here. It's a nice kind of branch. It's got a good length on it. It's not too thick, so that's kind of ideal. That's what you're looking for. And when you are cutting it, you need to cut right down here nearest the thicker kind of branch of the tree, okay? So that maximises the length of the rod that you have to work with, okay? So holding your hand a good bit away, give it a nice push. So I'm going to get that in there. We have another one in here. It's quite a long one as well. It's a similar thickness to the one we got before. And I'm going to get it right down the bottom. Okay. Now they can be a little bit hard to manage. So there's 2 nice lengths there, okay? So they're about 6 foot long, okay? That's what you're looking for. Say 6 foot lengths, okay? 5 to 6 foot is okay, whichever you can manage, okay? So you need another few on top of that. So this is the kind of thickness you're looking at here. Some nice branches. Okay, so we're here now to get some hazel, okay? So a quick look at the catkins here, that should help you identify the tree you're looking for, okay? And behind me here is the tree itself. So I'm going to cut a few out. You're looking for some nice long lengths again, about 6 foot in length if you can, and some smaller stuff then as well to weave around your giant shamrock, okay? So you're looking for stuff that should supplement the frame, like similar to what we got for the goat willow. So it's kind of to build that main frame for the giant shamrock, and then some smaller, finer branches that you can weave in between, okay? So just to give you an idea of what we're going to do with it, okay? So I'm going to get a few here just to show you what we're looking for. Again, give them a cut down towards the end to maximise the length. Okay, so we have some nice long branches there, and we can clean them off later on. Okay, so you should maybe think about getting maybe another 6 or 8 of those. That'd be great. Perfect for your shamrock. Okay, so here's some dogwood here behind me, okay? You see it's a really kind of vibrant kind of red colour. So if you want to put a bit of colour into your giant shamrock, it's a really nice weavable material, really suitable for the job at hand that you can get from around your area. Okay, so if you have a look again for some nice kind of lengthy bits, as thin as you can, as long as you can. That's really what you're looking for. So I'm going to take some here from the bottom, okay? Okay, so we've got a few there, so I have. Okay, you can see the nice colour there up close, and I've got a few lengths there. you'll need a bit more than that. So maybe get about 10 to 20 rods for your weaving, okay? That should be loads, okay? So we're here now as part of our foraging workshop to get some brambles, okay? So brambles are quite thorny, okay? We have some here behind me, so I'll just go through that with you now in a minute. But before we clip them, I want to just go through what I have in my hand here, okay? So what I have here is just a bean tin, okay? Which I put a hole in the top of, okay? So what this is going to be used for is for taking the thorns off the brambles to make them usable or weavable, okay? So I have my snips as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to clip some brambles, or I'm going to show you how to clip a bramble, and then I'm going to clean it off with this bean tin, okay? So let's give it a go. Wearing some gloves, very handy for that because they are very sharp. So make sure, I think, that you wear some gloves. Good idea, okay? So I'll get one first, okay? So going to get down towards the base, get a nice length. Got one here. It's a nice purplish kind of colour. You can see that it's got kind of purple and little bits of green, so it'll be a nice little bit of colour variation for your shamrock, okay? So I take my bean tin, I'm going to get the bramble, holding it with my glove, very important because it is quite sore, and I'm going to insert it into the hole like that, okay? And then I'm going to pull it through. Okay, now taking a good few thorns off there, so what I'm going to do is just going to run it through one more time. So again, into the bean tin, and then just pull it through. Okay, now it's smooth enough to use, and we can use that as part of our materials for our giant shamrock. We have some ivy here behind me, okay? So ivy is going to be pretty useful for weaving too. Traditionally it's not used for weaving, but I think for the purpose of this project, for your giant shamrock, I think it would be really, really useful. And you find it in lots of different places, so I think it should be a good one to forage, okay? So again, like all the other materials that you forage, you want some nice long lengths, okay? So we have kind of lengths from this clump here that are growing nice and long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find an end of it up here and give it a clip out. So there's one piece like that. Going to get another one here. Try and get some thin bits if you can. This is going to be great for rope-like weaving. It's going to really help you get your shamrock kind of woven up and put together, okay? So this is your smaller weaving materials here. Some more of it there. So get as much of that as you can. And again, nice long lengths, okay? So I have picked a bit of it there for you, okay? Now we'll do a recap of materials shortly. Hi there. So just to have a recap on the materials that you need for your giant shamrock, okay? So you need the goat willow is the first one that we forage for, okay? So this is this one here in the middle. You need about 10 to 12 lengths of that, about 6 foot long, and that's for your frame or the structure of your giant shamrock, okay? To supplement the frame or the structure, you can also get some hazel. We had a look at getting some of that as well. So this is this one here on the outside, okay? So again, hazel comes in nice lengths, okay? So you need about 6 foot lengths of that. And again, you can get maybe 10 to 12. It's always good to have more than you need, okay? Now, with the hazel and with the willow, you can also maybe forage for, you know, smaller lengths as well. So maybe 4 foot ones as well. So get maybe 20 to 40 lengths, a mix between the willow and the hazel. Now, sometimes people have willow or hazel growing in the garden or nearby to them, different varieties. So have a little look around your locality, and if you see any other varieties of willow, they're also suitable for using for this purpose for the giant shamrock as well, okay? So on our materials list, we also had some dogwood, okay? So dogwood is this one here. It's a really nice vibrant red one. That's a really good one to get. It comes in nice small lengths as well, so keep an eye out for that. If you can find it, it's really worth using, and it really adds some colour to your shamrock as well, okay? So you have that there. Now I would recommend, again, try to get more of this materials than you need, because then you have choice. You can pick what you can use then, okay? So maybe get about 15 to 30 pieces of dogwood if you can, okay? Whatever is easiest for you to find, okay? Now we have some brambles. We showed you how to do the brambles earlier on. The brambles are not the easiest to forage for, especially with the amount of thorns that are on them. I showed you a little trick with the bean can as to how to smooth them off and how to use them. And they are a nice colour, and they are good to use for this purpose. So if you do feel like foraging for them, then definitely give it a go. And if you are going to do it, maybe I would recommend about 10 10 brambles should be loads. It's a nice bit of colour to put in, okay? Now, finally, we have our ivy, which was the last one that we got, okay? And ivy comes in really long lengths. Often it comes off in big clumps, okay? So when you are getting ivy, I showed you how to cut it with your secateurs or with your snips, but often when you're holding it, kind of maybe just peel it off the tree or off the wall or whatever it's on, and just kind of give it a little pull. And often that just lets come off in nice long lengths, and it's really, really good to use for weaving too. So just give that a go, okay? So between all of that, I think I've got plenty of materials there. And if you find anything in your garden or anywhere nearby that you think would be useful or weavable in any way, well then just put it in the bag as well and bring it home with you and give it a go. Because there's nothing wrong about this. Just whatever you forage for, just put it in the bag and bring it home. And if it works, and that'll be great. Okay, thank you. And we'll see you on the next part of our workshop, which is how to construct the large heart. Okay, so there's 3 components to the giant shamrock. It's going to be made of 3 hearts. And the next video for this is going to be how to make one of those hearts. Okay, I'll see you then.